Bring what? Okay. Hand me the money, Mike. No, I'm gonna hold it down. Always hold it down straight. It's firm. Well, where is it? I speak her. Yeah. We're gonna wait for you and then we're gonna jump it off. Huh? Mosey on over here.
Moses.
You like that? You like that word? You like that word? Mosey on over here.
There you are.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mosey on down.
Once again, it's on. This is your boy Touche the Don, only on
Tru Grit.
Timeless
Oh, I thought you wanted to say
JMH
that.
Studios.
Oh, so
This is
only
Tru Grit.
from Timeless JMH Studios. This is Tru Grit.
Queen in the building.
The girl, Miss D.
My guy.
What's going on, family? Sugar man, it's here.
What it do? What it do?
Let the trouble begin.
Let the trouble begin. Is it trouble or if it's just real life, real shit?
That. Real life, real shit.
That sound better, right? Real life, real shit. That's our motto. How y'all doing out there, world? So we're going to jump right into this one. Y'all ready?
Oh, yeah, let's get it.
All right, so everybody been talking about this this gruesome assault of the mother at this convenience store.
Right.
You know. And I got some thoughts. I got some thoughts on it, man. I got some concerns.
Mm-hmm.
I got some questions.
Mm-hmm.
My first question is: when is murder justifiable? When is it okay to kill somebody? Right?
When certain people okay it.
When life is in danger.
When life is in danger.
When there's no other option.
And there's no other option.
Yes.
All right. So, should social media be able to decide what that is?
Say that again?
So, should social media be able to decide what is justifiable murder and what's not?
Social media didn't declare that.
Oh, social media made this case.
They did?
I don't care what nobody said. Because if it would have stayed in Chicago,
right,
they still be locked up. It's nobody that's going to make me think anything different. If this wouldn't have become a national story, so like I'm one of them people that believe social media is a gift and a curse, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. This was a gift for this family. Mm-hmm. Now, where I do believe this might have been one of those times, but there's more to it. You know what I mean? Because
there's going to be a lot more to it, especially if that child has never done this kind of act before.
Even if he has fired a gun, there is a difference between shooting a gun at somebody and actually taking a life.
Deliberately up close.
Right.
Yes, because that image never leaves you. And so you got a kid that they're saying was 14 years old, honor roll student, never been in any trouble, good kid. From some of the stories, it sounded like the mother was pretty decent too. She had a concealed carry permit. That's where the gun came from.
From what they told us.
From what they told us, what we know. We ain't from Chicago, so we don't really know.
Right.
But I'm more concerned in this situation about the child. And I'm going to focus on the child because we know mental health is real. So you have a 14-year-old child that they're saying has never done this. This is not in his character, all of that, right?
Right.
But the day he pulled that trigger and that guy died, his character completely changed.
Sure.
He's no longer that kid. He's no longer that honor roll student.
Right.
Because this is something that's going to live with him for the rest of his life. So it's going to be one or two things happening. Somebody's going to test him, and he's going to feel like he's invincible, and so he's going to take it to the limit, or he's going to become gun shy, and he's going to get hurt because he won't defend himself.
And then he might end up holding his mother, putting against his mother for putting him in that kind of situation.
But his mother did not put him in that situation. So the first story that came out.
From my understanding, the mother told him to shoot himself.
No. So there's no record of that because they were saying that she texted him and told him to get the gun.
That wasn't true.
Right.
Yeah, but in the video, when you see the full clip, I didn't see at any point in time she pull out her phone.
I didn't either, but during the same clip, because it's only a small joint, she mentioned something about somebody's son and gun.
Yeah,
and he said, what? He gonna do what? And then something about say it again. So it was muffled in there. If you listen to the joint, you can hear something, a son and gun, or something like that, right? But I would like to know what message was sent as well.
Well, they saying they don't see any signs of a message being sent because that was the first thing they said.
They didn't see any signs.
But if
check the phone records, that's all you gotta do.
If they would have checked the phone records, it would be there. So this is the attorney said there was no evidence of that, right?
Okay.
So that's why they dropped all the charges because
just
essentially,
imagine you outside the store and you see a nigga puff your mother with all his might. He ain't just like push her.
He hit her.
Step back.
Yeah.
He got the win in it and then gave it to her.
He hit her like she was the teacher that failed him in elementary school.
Yeah.
Like he hit her like he knew her.
Yeah.
He had a personal vendetta against her.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, he hit her like it's more to the story.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So today, because Veronica made me do it, I had to listen to it again.
Right.
There was actually a young lady that was encouraging.
They said she was with him.
She was with him.
Yeah.
He tried to tell. So what you're saying is what he was doing was okay, because you said he was trying. He already told you once. What?
She the one recording.
How many times a person get with another person knowing what they're about?
Yeah, I was sitting
there. That mean they're advocating for what they do.
No, and so I feel like
she knew what she was going to get because she probably get beat on like that.
But no, here's the hit though. After the little boy shot the guy in the back, they claim that the mother told him to continue to shoot him until he's dead. After that, she told him to shoot the girl that was laughing and egging it on. And try to take the gun from him to do it herself. They said that too.
But they so right now what we're saying is no evidence to that. It sounds like that all came from the girl that was with him. Yeah. Because there was so many other people in there. So if all of that had
they didn't say that.
No. That's the only one person's recollection of the story.
I'm saying what was reported. I don't know who reported it.
That's what I'm saying. Only one person's recollection.
My thing is this, out of all that was told, all that was saw on the cameras, yada yada.
Right.
There's no charges being pressed.
Nah.
You okay with no charges?
They pulled it back.
Okay with no charges.
You okay with no charges?
If the situation,
you know what, man? It's so many situations is wrong with this. But if it was flipped on my end,
if that was your mother getting attacked like that,
what I'm saying is if it was my mother getting attacked like that, and somehow my child, male or female, came in and shot the gun off, and all the stories that come behind it, I don't think it would have panned out the same way for me than it is for her.
Okay, I got you.
I don't.
But that's why I think social media had a big part of it because they arrested her for murder. They arrested both of them.
Well, they should have because they shot the gun off. You know what I mean? So it's a process.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the process.
Come on.
Because the white lady that shot the other black lady through the doorway.
Who are we talking about?
It's another shooting that just happened probably 3 weeks ago, where it was a disagreement between two neighbors.
Okay.
They've had multiple disagreements or whatever.
Right.
So I'm guessing the lady said something to the lady's child, or she went to get something back that belonged to the child, right? The lady was in her house with the door shut.
Right.
Two neighbors walked over there to approach the lady about whatever, right? She shot the one lady through the door.
Right.
And killed her.
Okay.
There's no charges being filed.
Where was that?
I don't know, but I know the lady that was in the door was white.
Yeah, but again, Where was it? Where did
I
it take place?
I can't remember if it was Tennessee
Laws
or
is
Texas.
different. So that's different. You know what I mean?
But
laws are different where you are.
But that's just like the man that shot the 14-year-old girl in the back of his yard playing hide and seek. Walked up behind her, shot in the back of the head.
Was that a so-called race issue too?
Yeah. Well, no, I think the girl might have been white. I gotta confirm that. But you've had remember after the kid got shot that was showed up at the wrong house.
Yeah. To
try to pick up his little brothers.
Right.
He was on the wrong street and he knocked on the guy's door. The guy shot him in the head. After that, there have been at least 3 or 4 other shootings.
Well,
of the same kind.
For me, I think everything is a setup.
I don't think everything is a setup.
Some shit to come down the way.
Right.
I think they're giving out all these gay rights, bathrooms, gender reveals, gender reverses.
Well, how
all
you
of this
go
stuff. They're gonna pull it all back. I'm just saying these shootings, if they let you pass for that, because somewhere new presidency is y'all gonna be roped into some shit because they're gonna say, look how it was misused.
You know
Same
what?
thing with the abortion. Y'all bitches ran them up like it was a membership card. They took that back. They don't give you anything so nicely, so casually, without having a setup to come back for you. Let's be honest.
Well, see, I don't know if that's a setup or not, but I mentioned this before in reference to the mouse experiment, where they had it hooked up to a contraption, and when the mouse was normal, the contraption was off. He was moving around normal. When they flicked the joint on, he ran amok in that box and started attacking things that was moving and was not moving.
Just totally under
right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see more and more situations like that because some folk got a placebo, some did not.
Once they flip that switch.
You know what I'm saying? And flipping the switch means just going by a particular area and it's heightened. And you're going to go up. You're going to see more and more of this. You're going to say it's mental illness. That's the switch is going off,
they
B.
lead in everything
Trust
to
that.
something for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And they putting it all in the forefront, all in these. Look, we tried to do this. We tried to do that. So now we're taking this.
All right, so
we're putting our foot down on everybody's neck because of that.
Let me ask y'all this.
All the gay people that want to get married, get married today, get this shit over with.
After everybody heard that they were getting released, I think there was a sigh of relief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're saying that she's filing a lawsuit against the city.
Yeah. She's gonna ride this.
I'm not sure. But now, because I didn't read what the lawsuit is, but now you got people like, oh, now she's doing too much. She better leave well enough alone. But I feel like, and so Giannis, I was looking at his podcast earlier. Shout out to my man. So he not his podcast, but he had a post. So he had made a statement of we gotta pay attention because she's suing the city because that's the only way they'll be able to outright give her money to relocate because her family will never be safe in Chicago again.
Yeah,
sure.
If this nigga walking around in stores,
but here's the hit though. Here's the hit, man. You just said something that was key. They'll never be safe again.
Thanks for joining.
Why?
Because
you're not going to tell me that he just walked up there and said, "Let me see what's going on," and then decided to bang off. It's not going to work like that. Especially at the time when it transpired. It's not going to happen happenstance and walk up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said before, it's so many wrongs that happen in the situation. But one, how did we get there? How was it that?
Shooting the man?
No, not even that. How was it that the argument? How was that he was so gung ho and angry with his issue or problem?
He had a lady issue with whatever was going on behind the counter.
But regardless, she was still going back. Like, why was it so important for her? You know what I mean?
Well, V thought she was talking to the people behind the counter and not even talking to him.
And he telling her say something again and I'm a bang.
She was talking to him.
I'm just saying.
Everybody interprets it different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody interprets it different.
She was talking, whoever she was talking, she still was talking about her order. But my thing is, why the fuck was it so prevalent that he felt the need to bang her like that?
No, even if it was an argument about
and then
food,
this nigga said,
or somebody got
I swear on his grandmother.
I hear you, but so again, I go back to what made the argument get to that point. It's an argument about some freaking garbage. This food is garbage.
Some black folks are just that angry. The bitch who filming it,
if that's the
she
case,
got the film on already. Like, he told you to stop. So this is what he did.
So watch this.
This is how he cut up.
If that's the case, I'm gonna rock with you on that one and say, even though my man probably had a death wish coming anyway.
So let me ask you this: if it's a man, does he react the same way?
What you mean?
Is he this loud and this boisterous?
Probably.
No, hell no.
He probably get loud, but
he would if he figured he could take Slim. If
it was like a crackhead or something.
Yeah. Not even that. If it was a regular Mo, he figured stature-wise, I can take him.
Stature-wise, I can knock this nigga out.
He probably would.
He probably would have treated the dude
so I had this.
I don't think there's no discrimination because of who it was.
I always had this running theory, right? If you fight a woman like that, you're going to second guess fighting a man. Most women beaters are suckers when it comes to a man.
Well, indeed.
Most women beaters. Yeah. And that dude right there, that wasn't the first one-off.
No.
Yeah.
That was absolutely a woman beater.
This is what he do, because the chick he was with filming it, like, he told you what he was going to do.
She said, finally not me.
That's what her mind was saying. See,
that's what
I keep telling people,
finally
if
not
you be quiet, he ain't going to hit you.
Yo, and you know,
and that's what I don't get
why he's so mean, you know?
So everybody always say, well, women do this and women mess up the world and women want to be the proud mother in the house and blah blah blah, whatever the bullshit they say.
Right.
But at the same time, sis, you should have instead of him still talking, you should have just said, "Ma'am, he will hit you." You should go. She probably would have listened to you. Calm up.
But why she gotta listen to her? Why can't she listen to herself? That's what I'm saying. For both folk, why did it get to that point? Why was the meal that important for both people?
To get to that point.
Most maybe
that's not true. Women do. You know why? Because they don't expect that outcome. That's why they do it. That's why they do it. Two men not gonna go back and forth like that.
I'm talking about.
You can see for it to be her and her son late at night out getting taken.
It wasn't even late.
Probably no husband.
It wasn't late. It was
like 8 o'clock or something.
I'm just saying, it's no husband. So she probably used to nigga what? And not getting that kind of reaction.
That's what I'm saying.
She used to doing that. Well, but still, it don't make it okay.
We're not saying it made it okay at all. Not at all. Not at all. Like I said, there's many wrongs there. Yeah. But before he even hit her, how did it get to the point of your argument that it got that heightened? Then you then say, I'm going to hit you. How did it get there?
But he hit her and then was like, say one more thing. That sounded like an ass whipping.
He hit her the first time.
That sounded like he hit her the first time.
He hit her because he lost his balance.
Yeah, he hit her the first time.
He messed his stance up.
But she fell back.
Yeah.
So the part when I hear him say, I swear on my grandmother, that was
the first punch.
Okay, I seen the first punch.
That was, you saw the first punch.
But she was up against the wall, nigga. Why hit her again?
Because that's what I'm saying. Because listen to what she said. Think about this. How many of y'all how many people have had their ass whipped by their mother? You got popped in your mouth.
What?
And what's the first thing they said? Say another word. Say another word. Yeah. That's exactly what that was.
That's why the episode on Friday was so hilarious because people could relate to that.
Yeah.
With Pinky and
yeah. Shut up. And then he asks a question, and then you go to answer, he cut you off. Right. But that seemed like...
That sounded like a nigga who's used to beating on women.
Well, exactly, but he also had his ass whipped before. This was a learned behavior. He just was never told where you draw the line.
So we relate that back to mental health.
Is it mental health? Or is it just learned behavior? It's learned behavior. Is it mental health?
No, I'm not going to mental health.
Yeah,
I'm not buying that.
I think it's a learned behavior. I think it happened to him in the same way. Because think about it. Every time before he hit her, he said, say another word. Say another word. Say one more thing.
So he used to being talked to.
So somebody somewhere did that same shit to him. He had his ass whipped by a mother, probably.
But again, I still ask. How did it get to that point, man?
Nobody. I don't think we will ever
know what I'm saying?
How it got to that point.
How do we get that angry that
in his head,
someone that look like
might have lost his job that day.
Exactly.
He might have lost.
But again,
anything could have happened.
So I still ask myself the same way with him and her. Why no one said, you know what, I'm not going back and forth. No one said that before the hit.
So we asked
before the hit.
Everybody want to feel like I'm getting my point across. I'm gonna say what the fuck I gotta say.
Yeah, but you have to bow out.
But you gotta find that humbleness to be like, this shit ain't working.
So the 15 years ago, I'd have went back and forth with him. Right?
Sure.
I wouldn't have went back and forth with a woman.
Right.
But I would have went back and forth with him. Me now, I'm gonna laugh at him.
You know
because
what,
I know.
Let me get on out of here.
I know at the end of the day, my goal is to make sure I get home.
Mm-hmm.
If I gotta go through you to get home, I'm still gonna get home. I don't know if you willing to lay it all on the line to get home like I am. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you this.
I don't even know if it's 15 years though. It might have been longer than that. You know what I mean?
It might have been longer.
No, it's not that heavy.
I know. I feel like at 30 years old, dog, I was still gonna lay him down right there.
At 30?
At 30, I was still gonna hit him in the fucking mouth.
At 35, then what?
A little bit. I'm like, this clown ass nigga.
I just feel like this. A person cutting up and acting a donkey to me is like, oh, look at that. Let me go. Can I get my food? Sir. As soon as they took too long, you know what? Don't go ahead and keep that. I'm going to get out of here. Because I see, I know my inside and this shit going to get ugly. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Because I got to think, first of all, where she was standing while she was like by that wall, I couldn't have been able to be in that kind of store any fucking way. The door over here, and I got to come over down this bitch to order. I'm not, my anxiety won't allow it.
That's already carry out. That's
so for him to cut up, I'm looking right at the counter. I'm looking right, look, can I get my stuff? And they say, not ready, you go in, you keep that, you have a good night, and I'm out of here.
And that's what I'm saying. No one showed that at all. No one. Him or her.
Him or her.
No one said, you know what, it ain't necessary.
Especially with my kid in the car, because I know one of my sons in the car and see this, they coming right in. Well, what's going on? So now is a battle between, do we, even though we got this commit the curry, do we kill this nigga? Because sure you gotta kill him. Or do I protect my kid?
All of that comes into play too.
We're not gonna tell my kid, come on, let's go.
How was he able to grab the gun? How he know where it was?
A dead man can't, because she probably put it in the glove box before she got out the car. Because that's her concealed.
Yes,
that's her concealed.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? That's her.
But that's endangerment, is it not?
Yeah.
Is it? It could be.
It depends on how old the child is, and what the laws is, right?
With the laws is.
It's what the laws is.
Yeah, so maybe he was in the back seat and he was
somewhere else. You know what I mean?
I don't want dig. I don't want hypothetically
say.
Because then you start pressing it. Too many people start
I think everybody in Chicago got a gun.
In Texas, you probably got away with that.
I don't know about Chicago.
Texas, you probably got it.
Yeah, illegally.
In Florida right now, motherfucker, anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you that right now.
I just think like everything is not that heavy. When he hit her, that's when it was heavy. But prior to that, sir, let me get my food. Because they in the back, Chinese people, y'all see what the fuck is going on. Get our food so she can go. Y'all already see this nigga cutting up. And this bitch that's recording, these two together all the time, so they do this shit.
But see, I didn't hear her say anything until today. That was my first time hearing her.
In the background.
I was more mad because
he was going to do it.
It was two older gentlemen in there, it looked like.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell that.
And
when I saw them,
but even being older at this point,
no, but I feel
making
like
it home is the safe thing to do is to make it home.
I feel like in my neighborhood though, some of the older cats would have been like, "Come on, young blood, don't even be like that." Like they would have intervened or at least tried to intervene.
Unless he got that rap that he carries on, and everybody probably like, "Look, let me get my food, get the fuck out of
here." Yeah, it could be it. It's a lot. It's a lot of factors that can go into it.
Because to me, for him to do all of that, he got to be known to actually be this kind of asshole all the time.
But this is one of those times where we got to really look at society, man, and look at you know what I mean? Because everybody is calm as a motherfucker. Everybody time runs out. You know what I mean? You pick and choose when your time. I mean, you don't always get to pick and choose.
Right.
And you know, everybody wants to talk.
Oh,
about
he chose.
Everybody wants to talk about how he's You know, he got a set of twins. He got daughters and all that kind of stuff.
He chose though.
I got 3 children, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I need to make it home.
I chose a different route to be around to raise my children.
Exactly.
Right. I ain't going out here wilding out.
The sad part is no one put him in his place.
Agreed.
And she said agreed. That's the thing. It could have went a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we don't know him. He could be known to wild out and act a fool.
Yep.
So, excuse me, everybody probably hoping that she just be quiet, get her food and go. Mm. And she probably don't know him. Like, well, wait a minute, I'm trying to say something about my food. Mm. The bitch was recording, steady hand at that.
Yeah, she had a steady hand. She wasn't even nervous. Mm-hmm.
Like, I recorded this, what the fuck. She did record his fights. Like, she the whole fucking manager out in the street. He said he was going to do it. He warned you. Right. T said on Instagram, he knew he had a set of twins before he chopped that lady. Yeah. But see, the thing is, he probably cut up like that T all the time. So to him, it wasn't shit to hit this one.
Well, that's what I said. He had a time, but his time was definitely coming. If this how you act, it was coming. You know what I mean?
One way or another. Right. It's just now
somebody gonna kill you for acting.
It's now that you took, and like this is what I'm saying.
Don't say I swear on my grandmother. Then he stepped back. Yeah. Like I'm going to bring the wind with this punch.
But I feel bad for the 14-year-old kid that life is forever changed.
Sure.
Because whatever he was going to be, and he may still go on to be great.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
He may. But whatever he was going to be, he's going to now struggle harder to achieve that. Because, dog, his sleep pattern is going to change. Yeah. Everything about him is going to change.
And then he might have
he allowed noise.
Getting away from his mother. Because he feel like, I got to protect her. Oh, but you can't even go in the curry out by yourself. Yep. Not the laundromat. He probably don't even want to nowhere by himself at this point.
He probably scared. Luckily, we're in the summer, but he probably scared to go back to school because he don't know
who will retaliate against him.
You know what I mean? Especially if they all in the same neighborhood. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because people gonna choose sides. Yeah. If they in the same neighborhood, people gonna choose sides. Mm-hmm. If he was a knucklehead, guess what? He got knucklehead friends. Yeah.
Some knucklehead friends coming to the door.
You understand what I'm saying?
Or just somebody want to prove a point.
Yeah.
That was my dog. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ride for my dog.
So do they? And this is the thing. So if this is your dog, do you go after the mother, or do you go after the son?
These days it's whoever's available.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Their life will never be. It's nothing right now. First off, they definitely need to get out of Chicago.
I think they definitely.
They gotta get out of Chicago. If they don't, because they become a spectacle either way. Either their lives are going to be in danger, or they just become the next show pony.
Nothing good.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nothing good. The people who killed this guy and got away with it. Yeah. So either way, it's going to keep on running.
Yep. It's the narrative won't change.
That
but
shit happened last night, I'd be moving today.
Even if you put him in another, you still don't change. He's going to see himself every day shooting that guy.
Because you see him taking it out the hoodie like he was nervous. Like, do I do this?
Well, it was stuck. You know what I mean? That's all.
Ooh, goddamn hoodie.
It was stuck.
That child wasn't prepared to come in the store and kill nobody.
No. But
once he seen the angle on that nigga, he already knew.
But you saw his mother in danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My son, 11 years old.
Nobody can handle seeing their mother in danger.
My son, 11.
Just imagine you're 11-year-old. You're at the store with his mother and see that a nigga knock her out. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. And so I'm like,
it's always
you made
fight
this
or flight.
child.
What's your instant feel like?
You made this child become his mother's protector.
Yeah.
Forever.
Right?
Yep.
So now they're gonna be connected at the hip because she's gonna be overly concerned and worried about his well-being, and he's gonna be overly concerned about always having to protect his mother. So the life and the trajectory that his path was on is forever changed, man. And that's what I'm more worried about. Everybody talks about the mother. Everybody talks about the kid, the guy that got killed. And I'm not saying don't talk about him, but what I'm saying is we need to give more to this child. this child need mentors. He need people. He need to talk. I don't know if they go to church. He need help.
Yeah.
The mentors these days is trash.
There's a lot of them.
Church is garbage.
Yeah.
Well, all the mentors aren't trash.
Hope not. There's no all or nothing.
The overwhelming majority.
Now he got to sift.
Nice.
He got to sift
nice.
through. Do it.
It's showing.
He got to sift through. You know what I mean?
But it's one of those things where you stuck, dog, and I'm like, I don't know, dog. I worry about him because we've seen kids go through the system on smaller offenses.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And still not get the help that they need.
True.
So it's got to be somebody. It has to be somebody, dog, to help this kid. And the kid should be the first person.
The help that
I want everybody's mind.
I hope they move away.
I hope they move away. They gotta move away.
Sure.
There you go. I donate now. Now the family of the deceased did put out a GoFundMe. I was going to ask y'all, did y'all want to get together and send some?
I'm not.
You not want some?
Say it again. The family of the deceased.
Yeah, they need a GoFundMe to help Brian.
He made a choice, man.
They need a GoFundMe for Rocky Balboa.
I need a GoFundMe. Shit. How about that?
Y'all wouldn't donate though?
No.
For what?
I was just asking.
No.
Everybody's entitled to their own.
He made a choice, man. He made a choice. So I'm gonna make a choice. Nah.
I mean that's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to a call and I think I can't because I waited too long. Can you see?
Which ones?
Sierra last call now.
She said, "Yep, they will live their lives in a forever trauma response state of mind."
Yep. That's the truest thing out there, dog. And I feel more for the mother. I'm not saying she's lived her full life, but she's lived her life.
Mm-hmm.
This boy got 14. He's 14.
Yeah.
He has so much life.
I just hope it don't put him in a mood where he's so cocky that he can kill anybody at this point. Somebody's gonna kill him.
Now that's possible too.
Sure.
Because he could feel real big.
That's a real thing.
I killed the nigga and got off. Oh, now I'm superhero.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta, man. Somebody need to put their hand on his shoulder and like, hey, young fella,
right?
Because nobody intervened in the deceased gentleman to stop it from getting to that part.
So maybe somebody will come
hopefully somebody comes along for this young man before this young man ends up being
hopefully
just like this gentleman.
But Chicago been losing the youth. So
the bro show last night did why Baltimore meant why they don't help each other business wise, brotherhood wise. Some people.
So it started. You got
worry about self.
Well, it's a trend. It's a thing because first off, you got East Side, West Side, total different people, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
but help is help. Coming together is coming together. And the thing that I don't like is when everybody say, "Oh, because these funky bitches." I'm a female and I know how to get shit done. I'm going to stand up and help do anything, whatever. So everything don't gotta be a brother to be in your brotherhood.
That's true. You get more brotherhood from outside your house than you do inside your house. But which is backwards because you should learn it inside your house first.
Right.
Your siblings should be the first time you learn how. But in a lot of our households, you don't have that because we grew up in families where. In some families, if you really sit and think about this shit, in some families there's always a favorite child. And that's your first sign of conflict within the household.
But this is my thing.
I don't think that can be helped though, man.
I think that.
I don't think it's your favorite. Everybody get addressed differently though.
Yeah, I think every child is the parent's favorite depending on what's going on at the fucking time. What I'm saying is these adults who can't be in a brotherly, sisterly way. Like one of the jobs that I do, you should. This is shit. Everything your parents taught you by the time you're 18, nigga, you should either I'm keeping it or I'm learning something new. A lot of people, religious they was raised in, when they got grown enough, they switched it. What your parents had you and died on when you was younger, you eat a whole different kind of meal nowadays. Mm-hmm. Everybody, when they get of age, become their own person. Be your own fucking person in the right life.
They should.
But
you become a product. indirectly or directly, you become a product of your own environment.
I work for this company, right? And I see clients, and I'll go in there, and everybody will be right at the office, and they'll literally be talking. David, if you want to tell me about the shoes, but Touche right here, what you gonna do if the shoe on your phone?
If the shoe's on my phone.
And you tell me, you think I should get this shoe, big? And Touche right here in the middle. And I say, let me see it.
Well, one, that would depend on the relationship that Touche and I have. Or I may go behind his back. You know what I mean? Depending on relationship, though.
Or even,
or, excuse me, let me show
all
you.
that. Yeah. All that.
I got none of that. They reaching right across my face. So when she went to give it back, I said, excuse me, I can pass it. And I actually I like this shoe better than the other shoe. And I hate that I gotta situate myself in conversations like that. And when I realized I did it, because I can get.
Everybody hasn't been taught though.
But when I realized it, and I know me, I said, you know what? Excuse me, y'all are a bit bougie and rude in here for me. I'm gonna go out into the main office. And I went and talked, and I come now, and I'll only talk to the young lady in the front office. I speak because I have manners, but I don't want to sit and click, clack, kick with all of y'all.
You know the sad part about that?
And the sad part is this, and it's the black young black man company, black women in the company. Then you got all these clients on clients, programs on programs, and y'all can't be friendly to each other and get this money?
No.
I think it's sad.
It is sad. The wrong way. You said it's a young black man ran company, but women on top of women on top of women on top of women.
Cousin here, cousin there.
But it's all women.
And you want to come to the win? Ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. No. It's sad, y'all. It's sad because
and the funny thing
business.
Is, most of them family and they still got tension between because that cousin family did better than that cousin family, so that cousin family feels a certain kind of way, and she always thought she was.
Said manners go a long way.
She always thought she was better, and everybody had that on that.
And because she worked there, she the cousins of the cousins. I still be like, I'm great.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, everybody has that family that thought they was better than everybody else in the family.
But so now y'all done took it from out of the home, out of the family cookout into the workplace.
Yeah.
And y'all bitches look even worse.
That's how you spread the cancer. That's how it goes.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
That's how. But that's the way the world works. Yep. In every aspect.
That's it.
These things are learned they learn in your house, right? And when it's tension between two brothers, right? And the mother picks sides, right? If that mother leans to one side a whole lot more than the other, all that tension does is grow, right? So now it's you feel a certain kind of way about your brother already, and you start getting tension. You start to get tension with your mother as well, right? So then where do you
feel some kind of way about her? Cause she like him more than me.
So now you get your connections outside the house.
Right.
But if in that household they saying, man, it's all man for itself, well, every man for themselves, right? You gonna agree with that every man for itself because in your household you see how your brother can do whatever he want to do. Your mother's okay with it most of the time, and then they leaves you looking like you crazy. So then you go over here and you learn their way, every man for itself. So then you take that to everything you do.
And then you get at a certain age and you say, you know what, I don't like none of this shit.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm going to do my shit all together.
And eventually you do. But how long does it take you before you reach that point?
I don't know. I think my mother didn't murder kind of. I was in my 20s when I got to
But you had to grow up before you had to grow up.
Yeah, I had to grow up.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I changed everything after that. Divorce, everything, sexual partners, I changed everything for a while until I had to find out, Veronica, what excites you? What brings you to a calm? What pisses you off? What type of people you want to be around? Because I'm a person who's always want to keep it 100.
Right.
So if everybody I'm around talks shit, yak, yak, yak. I remember one girl, I told her something one day. And then she told it to another girl in the circle, but that's her best friend. And I was like, what made you call and tell her that? And she was like, well, that's my best friend. I think I'm finding my best friend. I said, you know what? You're right. It ain't shit I can say. I told you, just because I vented something to you, don't mean you couldn't vent to your best friend. That's your best friend. That's your outlet. Everybody got an outlet. And it actually, for me to have been old as I was, taught me something. Don't say shit once that you don't want to repeat the second time.
Yep.
And understand, even if you do, they're gonna repeat it, so you still gotta be sitting on ready to say what you say.
Always. Yeah. And that's one of the things that we as a society don't pay attention to. You know what I mean? Like we don't take into consideration how we add to that. Even in that store, right? The girl that was doing the recording, she made it funny. Because she grabbed her phone and that was the first thing she wanted to do.
So
she
egged him on.
She made him think it was okay because she was saying, well, he tried to warn you. So in his mind, my audience think it's okay.
With me.
Yeah.
None of, like you said, it was older gentlemen in there. Nobody say,
come on, young blood, chill out, or yeah, well, come on, we don't need all that. Nobody said any of that. So in his mind, he had the approval of everybody. Yeah. Even if you look after the first punch, he looks directly back at the camera to see how they received it.
That's also the gift and the curse too, though.
It's a gift and a curse. It is
because the camera in the store, I'm sure, was just video, not audio.
Yeah.
So by her recording the audio,
showing them getting out the car.
Gave everything.
Yeah, it gave everything.
So that's how the whole thing was pieced together.
Yep.
I'm just thankful. I'll be honest and say I'm thankful that young man didn't get charged with anything. Because it was just a moment of fear and seeing him attacked.
Yeah,
so I agree with that, with him not. But I do think somebody needs to. Somebody needs to cover that kid because he's ready to go through some shit.
He about to go through some shit.
And if don't nobody be there to mentor him, to cover him through this,
and the mother's done too.
He's bound to be reckless.
The mother's done too. She's not the person that's gonna help this kid.
I think she was already done.
Because she didn't even have enough sense to say, "Look, sir, give me my food so I can go." Why the fuck are you? I told you my anxiety wouldn't even let me stand in that corner like that. Right, first of all, and you want to stand in the corner with this nigga, and he grabbed back and say, "I swear to God,"
he said,
"I swear on my grandmother, if you say something else,
I'm gonna knock you out."
So let me get my food and go. Matter of fact, you keep that, and I'll come back.
Now she said something about food. That's why you thought she was talking to the people.
But whatever she was saying, she obviously still was talking to him. Because she still was facing that way.
Well,
at some point,
you ain't going to never take your eyes off a motherfucker that's threatening.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? The conversation may not have been.
It was too much.
The conversation may not have been directly with him. It may have been with the people in the store. But if he's threatening you, you're gonna definitely keep your eyes on him at all times.
Right.
And that right there is a part of the world we live in, man, and it's sad.
So all you can do is advise people to become a mentor. Get your children a mentor.
You want to see more and more of that.
Because this grade be everywhere.
Well, I mean, you know, so
but the kids
I don't blame
now
nothing.
In Baltimore, they fight the mother.
I try not to blame nothing on the pandemic, right?
Oh, wow.
But the pandemic,
it was done for a
reason,
bro.
The world, right?
See what?
It changed everything.
I think the pandemic gave people a chance to see how you would survive if you had nothing, if you could go nowhere.
Really? That drove people crazy though. Crazier,
especially if you were somebody who.
How did they do that when they gave people checks? What are you talking about?
No, well, I'm just saying, like, far as markets, everything, not having food, not having stuff. You got this germ, you can't even get in the hospital. Your loved one go in the hospital, you can't even.
It was markets open.
No, I didn't say not open. I'm saying everything was limitless stuff on show.
Sure.
Your loved ones go in the hospital, you can't even go in there. People, babies being born, you can't even.
Well, see, all that play on your emotions, and people fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Instead of learning something from it. One of the guys said on the show last night, they believe that in a couple of years we may go into Hunger Games, and we don't have us living like that for 90 years.
Well, we already here.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie.
We already here.
I wouldn't mind living with my people. I think the worst thing we did was desegregate.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like if we would have kept building our communities up, if we would have kept uh, supplying our own neighborhoods with the stuff we needed, we had our own banks, we had our own schools, we had control of everything.
Stop that.
Oh, they needed to stop it because first off, they needed to get women to vote, so that was the first step to it. Then they, 1/3 of a man. They needed us in there too because things was no longer going the way that they wanted it to go.
Put the man out.
Yeah, but we fought.
The men out.
We fought for it, but we didn't understand what we were giving up. We had the power. Segregation was power.
I always say they give you enough
but are we
before
not
they take it.
1/3 of a man if we allow them to keep changing the status? Are we not that?
Yeah, it's just a different method. It's just a new
way. Name another race that's been changed. A race of people. We went from Negro, colored, black, African American, ADOS.
Now you gotta check. Colored,
who got
not Latino.
But what I'm saying is, if we allow them to continue to change the status, then are we not less than?
Because that's the thing. The black folks are in the community and fighting against each other. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Why we can't be on the same page?
I be talking about diversity and inclusion in all these companies now. You got that diversity and inclusion in your company yet? Y'all got that? All right, so
I don't see it.
All this diversity and inclusion, right? So it's like how what they say about smoke and mirrors. Mm-hmm. So they put these shiny objects in front of you to get you excited about it.
Right.
And then when you sit and you look at the work that they're doing, you still like, well, how does that benefit me? Right. So
like Juneteenth?
We went through a situation where they had you see how many people own the rights to Juneteenth?
I don't blame them. I ain't mad at them. I wish I
most of them ain't us.
I wish I thought of myself.
So with the same thing with this diversity and inclusion. So they telling you that they are building a more diverse workforce, right?
Mm-hmm. How so?
But guess what now? So if you have Indian in your bloodline as a Caucasian, you could now claim that Indian side of you,
sure,
and you're considered a diversity hire.
I'm not mad at that though.
But it's just like
I'm not mad at that, man. You like sports, right?
Hey, I love sports.
You love sports.
Hey, I love sports.
The mere fact that the racial divide in sports don't bother you, I can care less what happened in the corporate world.
No, it bothers me in sports.
No, it don't, because you continue to give it your energy and your time.
You're the coach of all coaches, man.
When you continue to give it your energy and time, you don't care about the racial diversity in that.
Bullshit. And
you don't care.
This is the thing.
And those that watch it don't care. They really don't.
Because I watch it, I don't care.
Yes, because you enjoy to be entertained with it, so you don't really care.
So listen.
Come on, coach.
I'm about to be like Kanye on y'all.
Come on.
So listen. They choose.
You saw Kanye's birthday party?
No, I didn't. I don't want to see it either.
Kanye did the same thing Marina Abramovich did and had the naked girls on the table with food on them, and you would eat the food off of them. He would shits. Trust me. When he said you sacrificed my mother, nah, you sacrificed your mother, B.
Yeah. But listen though.
Trust me, I tell you.
So
we'll get back.
In sports, they had
with your racial divide.
This is the same thing with us in the black communities. We have more power that we won't exercise. Because if me and you, if us three sitting here right now, sit here and say, I'm not spending my money with them no more. If us three said, right?
Sure.
It's gonna be 12 motherfuckers on the other side of the table to be like, man, y'all crazy. I'm still gonna wear that.
And that's fine.
And my cousin one of them.
You gotta start from somewhere.
You know my man went straight to H&M to catch the deal.
Absolutely.
After everybody cut H&M off and put that boy in the monkey shit. My cousin went straight there. Mm-hmm. So you gonna always have.
I bet you learned that lesson though.
Oh yeah, I mean he went through hell.
You talked to him lately. I bet you
he went through hell. Yeah.
He know.
But just what I'm saying is you have so many of us that don't know how to support us. All we know is the tension. All we know is the fight.
If you cared about the racial divide, it wouldn't only be about in the workplace.
It's not only in the workplace.
In the law enforcement.
But the thing is, if that's part of your everyday,
if it's in the sports, what affects it more so? You can control that. You can't control what the police do, right? You can't control what happens in your job per se, only yourself. But you can control if you entertain the BS. And if you entertain it,
so
then you're going along with it, in my opinion.
So like me, going into the office, when I go into the office, if I sit there and entertain the fake bougie bullshit, sit there knowing that they're going to talk around every now and then, throw me a bone in the conversation, right. I'm just as messy and I'm cheering them on and showing them how cute they look. But when I come in and I say good morning, I hand them my paperwork and I go back out and I talk to the young lady that got sense, got manners and respect. I'm showing them, I don't need fuck with you. How you do is wrong. And then eventually they be like, well, you must be fucking crazy. Because she said, dang, I thought everybody liked that. I was like, I don't know how. Sometimes you just got to show people that shit. That lady in that fucking store should have said, sir, come on, can you give me my order? As soon as that nigga got to acting crazy. If they said it wasn't done, go ahead, keep that. I'm out of here. My kid in the car.
We don't know if she did that.
I don't know. Whatever she said smart back to him was too much for her.
But you would have said it too.
I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't even let my back get in that hole.
Your back would be in a hole, but you would have went back and forth.
Absolutely went back. You know we know you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I know dangerous situations.
Everybody know dangerous situations.
Your back would have been against the wall, but you went back and forth.
Dangerous situation. You ain't know.
I'm telling you,
because in your mind you would have said, "I wish this motherfucker would put his hands on me. He ain't gonna touch me."
Nah, y'all don't know me like y'all think you.
Especially coming from the studio, they had a little rough night. You already pissed off. You feel some kind of way.
And even in that, him acting like that, her recording, sir, run me my fucking food or my money. He the guy that for taking too long because you see something going on. That means you forcing me to stay in the middle of it.
No, that's not true. How you forcing?
Because it's
you gonna put on the fry cook? Oh,
I'm gonna put it on whoever is not diffusing it. If some shit going on in your store,
you're not diffusing it because you're going back and forth with them too.
Listen to me. I said I'm not even saying shit to them. I'm asking the
man. We're not talking about you. We're talking about the video.
All right, what I'm saying is
the video she was going back and forth.
We speculating.
I wouldn't have been her.
We're going by what we saw. What we saw was she was going back and forth.
Ain't no nigga walking up on me in the store and I'm in the corner.
You keep talking about the corner. We're talking about the mouth. That's what we look.
I'm telling you,
not the mouth.
Get to the mouth.
We're talking about the mouth.
Before we get
because you done gave him some mouth. I'm trying to tell you.
Before we done got to the mouth, I would have already stepped back. First of all, I ain't gonna be.
She did step back
in that corner.
She stepped back.
She stepped back to that fucking wall.
Yeah, she stepped back. She stepped back.
Nah.
And he came forward.
No, I couldn't have did that.
But he came forward because his audience was cheering him on too.
It's certain things that me, Veronica.
So I'm gonna tell you how. So how the laws work, right? That I've read up on some of them, right? Technically, she should be charged.
Yep.
Because they dropped them though. They dropped them.
No. I'm not talking about the mother. I'm talking about the girl with the camera.
I don't want the family to have to go through anything. I like they have not been charged. So let's not speak it up.
Because in the commission of a crime, right? If you are accomplice and you're in commission of a crime, you technically can be charged with that said crime.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, after reviewing that video, she was egging him on and she was talking about, he told you what he was going to do, yada, yada, right? She was egging him on.
But what if she was
And
just
the
trying
fact
to
that-
really get him to move? Let me get my food and
I'm
move.
talking about the girl with the camera, not the lady that got hit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she should have been in.
Yeah.
She should have been part of the crowd.
Because I know they got a whole phone.
If there's no
Because
no recollection
I'm
of
gonna tell you this.
the text message.
I'm gonna tell you what. That joint, that clip ended, but that wasn't the end of the recording.
No.
When the shot went off, the camera froze, right?
Right.
Like somebody paused it at the end of it. After that shot, after you heard the pop, it like froze. I'll guarantee you they got that whole goddamn conversation.
Sure.
I guarantee you she kept talking.
Sure.
I'll guarantee you, and that conversation is why them people free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the thing.
Oh my God, girl, I can't believe he hit her. I don't know. I guarantee you, that's what got them people free.
Whatever was said.
Well,
because the original thought was it was an altercation. Son came in, shot the boy. Yada yada yada. The mother texted them because remember we heard about the text, but they ain't find no evidence of none of that.
Well, let me tell
what
you.
They saying.
Did they look?
Well, I don't know, but they had
They came up saying there wasn't none.
Yeah, that was the first thing they said. There was no evidence supporting the story.
They supposed to do a lot of stuff, but you know they don't go like that.
We don't know what they. I mean, shit. The way they looked at the Jesse Smollett motherfucker, they got some great detectives in Chicago.
That was done intentionally, brother.
That was intentionally.
Yeah, that wasn't no situation like that happened in Chicago. You know what I mean? That one in the store.
Before we go, let me tell you what made me look at that video. So I was at a family gathering on Saturday. So I was saying that straight talk with Miss V was coming back on Tuesday. I was like, I don't know what topic to start with. I thought it was something good. And they were saying do relationships. So I was there with aunts. Well, not really my aunts, they're older cousins, but we call them our aunts because of age. And they said, well, did you see the story that came back in the news? Back in March, a 70-something-year-old woman pushed her 70-something-year-old husband down the steps, got down the steps, took his cane, and bashed him in the head, fractured his skull, killed him in March. Mm-hmm. They just finding out that he was beat to death. They don't know if somebody told them to recheck, but however, it came to that. And I was like, what the fuck? And then when I saw that, and then I saw a lady who pushed an elderly man off the bus, off the subway, and she being charged for murder. I said, what the hell is going on in the world?
I'm telling you. You're going to see more and more shit like that. It's not going to make sense.
Whatever that switch that David said they switched on.
I'm like the lady that just left and went on a 10-day vacation and left her 16-month-old kid at the house by herself.
Really?
Yeah.
16-month-old.
That's a good mother.
Was left at the house for 10 days while she went on vacation.
She's a good mother.
In the house by her own self? Mm-hmm. Was somebody supposed to be going over there?
Well, we ain't heard none of that. She's been charged with murder because he was dehydrated, like he didn't know to drink anymore.
Ain't no way this bitch got dressed and left and never came back.
Why not? It happens all the time, obviously.
What?
Yeah.
16-month-old?
Yeah.
That's insane to me. I don't like how it sounds. I feel sad.
Mm-hmm. That was like, it was another story where there was a guy who had been kind of sending his daughter money.
What food say?
But see, that's what bothers me when they keep yelling.
David, what did food just say?
Who?
365.
Meatball.
I don't know
what that mean?
I don't know. Okay, keep going.
So it was a story where the daughter was 12 or 13. She was left home with the younger brother who was maybe like 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. And so the mother was in another state for like months. The father of the 13-year-old
delivered the food or something.
Was getting the food sent to the house and stuff like that.
But
then he started not knowing the mother was gone, and the daughter didn't tell him. Mm-hmm. But he was like, "Wait a minute, it's starting to happen a little bit too much." So he started getting more and more suspicious, right? Because he was still in contact with his daughter, like they was communicating through text. He wasn't talking to her, but they was communicating through text. So he like, whatever, I'm just another. Where your mother at? Oh, she's not here right now. But he didn't take it like, oh, she been gone for 3 months. Mm-hmm. So this happens more than people want to discuss. Mm-hmm.
The sad part is that this child didn't look at dad as where's my father? Let me tell my father this bitch.
Not when the mother tells you, you better not tell him nothing.
When the mother tell you better not say nothing to your father.
Not come on, he's gonna be a big deal. I can't tell my father, I gotta tell my uncle. Bitch, somebody gonna know you ain't leaving me in here.
Right.
This is what's funny is she was with other family that knew she was in that state. Mm. That the fact that they never said, well, where your 2 kids?
Where are your fucking children?
Who got your kids? Or why they ain't never reach out to your kids?
Because they keep it going. Yeah. That's why.
Because people, I'm telling, man, listen, world is broken as we know it.
What's broken?
The world is broken.
What's
everything?
Broken?
The culture, the togetherness. Black people are not together like they should be. I mean, you can look at somebody who look like you, talk like you, walk like you, and you can act like you're better than them. Y'all should do the same.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I said this. I say it like I say it as a joke all the time.
I'm sorry. There's another comment.
What did he say?
That's not how things go. 365.
Well, we all know that's not how they go. I'm just saying they should.
Look at this. We got this right, and I say this as a joke about being a Democrat and a Republican, right? Mm-hmm. Dog, I don't care how wrong them Republicans are. Them motherfuckers ride for each other. They ride till the wheels fall off. Mm-hmm. You don't nobody stand together on some wrong shit like Republicans do. Mm-hmm. They don't give a fuck what you did. They gonna rock with you.
Somebody said that on the show last night. Why not be a black Republican? Why can't black people stand together and just ride?
Because we don't know how to. We would have to change the narrative of
like big time.
You know, like
we have been broken and taught to not.
One of the things my father said, one of the only things my biological father said is, you always supposed to have your brother's back, no matter right, wrong, or indifferent. You're always supposed to have your brother's back. But then when you go to your mother and she's saying, if he wrong, you better tell him he wrong, or so it's already
me in front of another motherfucker. I'm riding for my sister. But when I pull that bitch, you know you was wrong. Don't do dumb shit. But not another motherfucker gonna tell it to her.
But that's that.
I'm still gonna put this bitch in her place.
How many times is it explained like that?
I don't know. For us, it go like that all the time.
No, what I'm saying though, I'm talking about to your children.
To your children. I don't know. See, like my mother raised us that way. Right. Like my mother raised us that we couldn't even be friends with each other. Friends. I want the little bitches to know when she ain't speaking to you. She can't come on this front with your fucking sister. So we couldn't even be friends with our sister's friend.
Right.
She wasn't having no kind of BS. And her daughter, she had 5 daughters. She wasn't for no shits and giggles. Somebody get in the fight, come home, everybody get their shoes, then everybody go fight. Right. And I don't care. And we can not speak. You know, me and my sister were not like this growing up. Mm-hmm. But let somebody be in trouble, bitch. I'm on my way. Hold up and get my shoes now.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, yeah. Now that's always gonna be the case.
And now I have my own business. My sister has hers, and our anniversary is a month apart. And we do everything together. My oldest sister, I have 2 sisters still alive. The oldest one, that's like my daughter. She gotta go to the doctor. See her come home and wait. Take you. Do I want to go? Fuck no. But I'm going to. She was at my sister house the other night too late. It's time for you to get ready to go. Let me call your daughter so she can pick you up. Right. Brownie, I'm grown. But you got to be at work at 3 o'clock. If your legs are hurting, by Monday, I'm the person to take you to the doctor. Therefore, I need to send you home. Yeah. You got to care about your family. Not we're going to say and have drinks because the fuck she can stay up. No, because, bitch, I know your health. And black people don't care like that about each other enough. Them men in the store should have, even if they ain't said nothing to this knucklehead nigga, ma'am, just go ahead and go. This shit is going too far.
Nobody cared.
Nobody gave
And I don't want to say
that's crazy, man.
I don't want to say they didn't care. I want to say
they ain't care. They wasn't bold enough to say it.
They wasn't bold enough to say it.
Cause I didn't see the gentleman in the video, but like y'all saying, if the gentleman was in the video, somebody should have said, even if they want, because you know some of these knuckleheads you can't talk to.
Sure.
But man,
but they should have at least got that woman out of there.
Get your food and go.
But you know what? The flip side of that coin is someone interject put the hands on the dude.
Mind your fucking business,
and she
man.
continued to be who she is.
Because you got a lot of women, big mouth.
That's what I'm saying.
They'll be like, I don't need you to tell me where the fuck to go. Bitch, you do, because he just said he's feeling his grandmother.
That's it.
When the motherfuckers say they swear on your grandmother, it's coming to pass.
Right.
She didn't even take it. All right, y'all. We can wrap this thing up.
I want to hear the music you play.
I'm not. So, like in a zone. He's zoning in. So every time I look at David, I feel like I'm tired.
This is your boy Touche the Dawn. This is Tru Grit. Only on
Timeless GMH Studios. What's your girl, Miss V?
My guy.
Already, Sugar Bear in the building.
We see you again next
Appreciate
Wednesday.
you.
Soon we'll be out and about on Wednesdays at Burn One Cigar Lounge on Anderson Avenue. Touche will give us the date and we'll make sure we post it and make a flyer. And yeah, we'll be doing that. All right, y'all.
That's July 12th. Check us out.
That's
Already.
us. Peace. I can't get over there. I can't get over that.